In 1996, we started Southern Services and Equipment, doing small fabrication, and you can see the size of what we have now.
After Hurricane Katrina, I became involved in the business because it was so busy and my parents needed some help, and I ended up falling in love with construction.
I met Mindy and was offered a spot to come and work for the family business. It just showed me how to be able to live and work together and be in the same spot with the people that you care about the most at all times.
My parents have always shown me a really strong work ethic, and they've also demonstrated how to work together as a family in a small office. It's not always easy, but it's very rewarding at the end of the day.
I think I've always wanted to be a firefighter just because growing up, it was something that was always part of the family. I remember being young and hearing the radio go off and wanting to see if I could tag along and go on the calls, or I remember going to Delgado Fire School on the weekends and trying to put fire on rocks out with a fire extinguisher. So just always being around it made it interesting.
I see him getting invited to Texas A&M to teach firefighting classes, and that's been the biggest part of my fire service career is fire education. So it's exciting to see him take a step in that direction, and extremely proud of him.
I have been a police officer for 26 years. 14 years I worked at the Juvenile Detention Center, and now I teach there.
In '91, I started working with St. Bernard. I made it all the way to a captain in the 27 years that I've been there. I wouldn't have been able to do that without my wife,
I am proud of him. He put a lot into it, and he loves this parish. And he was about making this parish safe for everyone.
Started in business in 1984 and started doing electrical work.
8 years old, he was teaching me how to run wire in houses and put in outlets, and went to college, got a civil engineering degree, graduated in 2014.
I thought he was going to go to work for an engineering firm, and he came home and said, no, this is what I want to do.
It taught me at a young age that work hard every day, and you get somewhere, and kind of just followed him.
I guess it's family, that's what we do, I guess.
Our fishing industry started in the early 1900s. My father and our grandpa were fishermen. And me and my brothers worked with my father as we went through life. All we ever knew was seafood.
When I started to remember being on the boats with them and working, and I was so small I couldn't drag a sack, but I tried.
He's seen the enjoyment, and he's seen the opportunity. Fortunately, he went to school, got a degree, and came back and been in this business since 2000 with us.
How they say, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Well, the tree was on flat land, because when it fell, I stood right there, right next to the tree.
He's the backbone of taking over what my father did. He's taken over what his father did.